Welcome back. It's been a little while since we did one of these. We're going to place the 4 races on a giant, fairly detailed fantasy map and just see what happens over the course of several thousand in-game years. Unless, of course, it takes less than several thousand years for someone to be the victor, but that's very, very unlikely. Okay, so let's decide who's going to go where. We've got sort of a grassy, jungly peninsula down here. We got sort of a mountainous, kind of rocky area down here with some water, some savanna mixed in with some rocks and mountains. Got some swamp over here, more grassy jungle up here. And then we have kind of a snowy tundra up here with some grass as well as a little bit of savanna. So I think this is the best starting spot as far as the amount of space they get. This one probably being the worst, followed closely by this one. These two are very crowded. As usual, we try to give the dwarves a little bit of a head start because we know that they just get destroyed every time. So we're gonna go ahead and put them in the best spot. Put them right on the edge here. Let's give them like 50. And the second weakest I feel like is probably humans, but not by much. They usually do fine, but let's give them this spot. Let's give them 50-ish as well. It's close enough. Now we gotta decide elves and orcs. I'd like to have the elves be next to the dwarves and the orcs be next to the humans, so let's do it that way. Let's put the orcs down here. Let's give the orcs, let's give them like 50 like everyone else. And then let's give the elves 53. All right, there we go. We have officially begun. Let's put on the kingdom layer. There we go. We got Great Yerwin, Akum, Arrows of Adur, and Ag. The simplicity of orc kingdom names, huh? They sure know how to name stuff, don't they? Okay, we got the dwarves moving backwards up into the tundra. That will be good for them if they can expand both directions. If they can use up all this land and they can get all this land before anyone else takes it, they will have a lot of room to move around. Elves doing the same thing, making good use of all of their open areas. Works as well. I'm glad they're able to traverse through all the rocks here to use up their land. It's going to be a weird area to expand from for the orcs because they've got some of this. It's all very rocky, so difficult for them to set up in. They've got this little pocket over here, but really they're going to need to expand into the middle pretty early. Ooh, look at that. That's a separate kingdom. Okay, if you say so. What are our rules at? Let's do no rebellions, no angry villagers. Oh, hunger and old age were off. Peaceful monsters was on. Bro. I downloaded this map off of the Steam Workshop. It's called Torugo. I want to make sure I give credit to the creator, Scoopy. So thank you, Scoopy, for this map. Very cool. Okay, let's go ahead and give some speed here. It's interesting that the dwarves went all the way around to set up camp over here, and that the elves, well, that makes sense for them, but it's weird that they are setting up like in between here. But this is a separate kingdom, and this is a separate kingdom. So I don't know if there was just some stragglers or what, but something tells me these two aren't gonna last. I mean, biologically speaking, this single dwarf out here shouldn't be able to populate an entire village on their own, but we don't need to get into how unrealistic this game is. Ask your parents about that. Og's population is dropped a bit. It's still moving upwards, but it looks like they had some struggling to get started there. Everyone else's populations have stayed pretty much close to their starting population. Elves really the only ones that have done much growing so far, but hopefully we'll see some numbers make their ways upwards soon here. Yep, elves are doing what they do best, and that is being the fastest to grow in population. Already at 69. Nice. We got humans over here, 66. Orcs are actually doing okay, 68. Dwarves, 60. It happens every time. Start getting used to the idea that they're going to go first. I know, it hurts me every time. They are still my favorite race. I love how their buildings look and how they look and just their attitude, you know? Your favorite food is tea? Classic dwarf things. There we go. The little rogue kingdoms here are expanding their population. That's nice. The humans have moved their way out into the savanna. That's very good for them. They're at 90. They're just barely trailing behind the elves right now. And the orcs and dwarves are staying pretty even as well. At this point in the match, it's really too early to say anything. I know there's times where I'll say, oh, the elves are doing great, they got so much potential, they're going to win it, and then something will happen where they just stop populating after a certain amount of time. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if this map has rocks. Okay, no, I see stones. I don't think I saw any ore when I was looking at this map earlier. So let's go ahead and scatter some ore kind of through the middle of the map, especially in the mountainy areas. And let's get some gold as well, because I want to make sure they have everything that they could ever want. as far as expanding. Let's also do the same thing with fruit bushes. Unless there are fruit bushes. I don't think there are. So let's just go ahead and add a few. They don't necessarily need them, but I think it's good to have them around because they don't always farm fast enough to keep up. So let's do that, and let's add a couple more stones in the middle too. Yeah, the humans are going to have great land if they do this, especially if they're able to eventually take out these dwarves and this little tiny, whatever you want to call this down here, rogue village of orcs. If they can go ahead and conquer this whole peninsula here, that's a lot of good land and protected by the mountains on the front. So they only have to deal with any dwarves that make it through this little mountain range, river range here, and then orcs that can't really come very easily through the river. So this could be great land for them. Similarly, the elves, kind of the same deal, but they have more areas they can be attacked from, and they're a little more vulnerable out in the middle, so we'll see. But they do have this river kind of blocking them for a while, although I think there are a few spots they can cross. Like, I think they can cross here, which is a little low, so it's something. But they are killing it at 230. Looks like the small elf kingdom was already destroyed. That's to be expected. The dwarves are setting up over here on this tiny little side peninsula. It's almost an island. Oh, humans moving up here. The orcs are in last place for population. Most likely because of how bad their terrain is. It's just so hard to build on with all these different rocks. I feel a little bit bad for them, but they usually win, so it's okay that we gave them probably the worst starting spot. Honestly, it seems like to me that the elf starting spot and the orc starting spot were almost the same amount of bad. At least the elves have more areas to move into, but like this ain't that much better, you know? But they're doing fine, so I don't know what the orcs' excuse is, but they're not trying that hard. We got dwarves hanging out just below the human population, not by too much. Maybe they'll have a chance. We got the Ur miners being attacked by humans right now. I like that it's almost Ur miners, you know? You could even pronounce it Ur miners if you wanted, but Ur. I guess that they weren't smart enough to spell their name. They're not smart enough to survive an invasion. Rest in peace. There they go. That's really good for the humans. Now if they can just take this out, they're going to have a great position. The elves are so aggressive when it comes to expanding. I'm always so impressed by that. Look at that, 400. They had a bad starting spot, but they have just branched out so much. Even crossed the big river to get over here. They got docks and boats already. Very impressive. If they could take this land too for further expansion, that would be really good for them. But as far as how it's looking, I think it's going to come down to elves versus humans. Orcs aren't making moves fast enough, and same thing for dwarves. They made some moves, but just not quite fast enough. Plus, they're kind of cut off over here now, too. But hey, they got boats. It's honestly just kind of satisfying to watch, you know? Maybe that's why this game is so nice, and why people like these types of videos so much, is that it's just kind of satisfying to watch. All the colors kind of fighting for superiority. Whoa! This is orcs fighting dwarves on human land. Orcs got annihilated. It looks like dwarves and humans are friends right now. It looked like the dwarves were coming in for a really big attack on the humans, but instead they just clashed with the orcs in human territory. Oh, look at this. They're going all the way for it. It would actually be really good if they could wipe this out. It wouldn't be good for them. It'd be good for the humans, but yeah, there we go. That little side orc kingdom is gone. It's funny to see that the dwarves are coming down here to fight the orcs. You'd think they would be fighting the elves next door because they usually typically don't get along, but here we go. Looks like they're fighting here too. Dang, that is something, isn't it? The elves have a pretty big army. Oh, the humans took the lead in population. Look at that. 630, 580. Yeah, I think it's too late for the orcs to expand. It's going to be too much work for them to get out of this spot now. I think they're going to be stuck around 300 population for a while until someone comes to invade them, which probably won't be too long from now. But yeah, humans have some great land, and they have a good positioning here where if they can move upwards and take over the dwarves, if they can get this whole area back here, it's kind of protected from the elves, so they can just kind of move backwards at this point. Of course, they are allied with the dwarves currently, so they might not do that anytime soon, but I think that would be a good long-term move for them to do. Whereas for the elves, they pretty much have to move downwards to fight the orcs, which it looks like they're doing. Nope, that's the dwarves. Dwarves are taking over still. Way to go. But if this gets wiped out and the elves move downwards, it's not really good land, whereas this is great land. I like that the dwarves are really the only ones actively attacking right now. There's a couple elves out here. The humans and dwarves are working together to wipe out the orcs right now. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. The elves are way over here. What is with people attacking, like, the furthest possible point? Dang, well, if they take this over, honestly, this is more of a big move for the humans to take over. I don't think the elves can really colonize this spot, but the humans definitely can. You missed a house. No! You missed one house. Okay, well, do what you want to do. Orcs slowly getting taken down. 280. We got a humongous elf army down here. Holy smokes. They're just like hunting down stray dwarves. Look at that. What are you guys gonna do? Oh, they're going for it. Look at that. They took it over and immediately it's just getting taken by the humans. It's just, they're just getting land for the humans. Unbeknownst to them. Okay, humans are down here fighting the orcs. It's funny that the two biggest right now, humans and elves, they're not attacking each other at all. They're like working together to eliminate the other two right now. I guess maybe that's smart tactics? I don't know. I would think it'd be smart for the humans to attack the elves while their army is out here attacking the dwarves. But, man, they are really taking it over. Look at that. The whole middle, down to 200. Dropped into last place. And the elves are still out here. Poor dwarves. Every time. They get eliminated first. I think they get eliminated first for two reasons. One, they just expand and repopulate too slow. But one of the biggest ones is that if you look at their descriptions, each of them have someone they don't like. Elves don't like orcs. Orcs don't like humans. Dwarves don't like elves. And so I think dwarves have a tendency to poke the elves a bit. They declare war on the elves, and then the elves populate twice as fast, so they just get wiped out. You know, they're a little overly confident in themselves. They declare war with the strongest kingdom, and then they get wiped out because of it. Honestly, I think dwarves versus humans would be a decent matchup, although humans do expand pretty quickly as well, just not quite as fast as elves. It looks like they left the orcs alone temporarily while they annihilate the dwarves. Well, I guess the dwarves were the ones attacking the orcs, so they're a little busy right now. A little bit busy. Down to 70 population, into the 60s. I don't know why this is still here. As soon as the humans and dwarves are not allied, this is going to go so quick. But it's about to be the only land they have left. Yep. Gone. Oh, whoa, no way. The elves might take the upper region. Oh no, the humans are up here too. It's going to be an interesting battle for this peninsula up here. It's going to be an interesting battle for this tundra up here because both teams are going to need it. Well, looks like they're at war again. Wait, the elves are here too? Is it the humans or the elves? I can't tell. Or is it both? That's a human and an elf. That's they're both attacking the dwarves. They've teamed up to wipe out the weakest kingdom. What the heck? Alright, well, hopefully humans can take this. Oh my gosh. Send your whole army to kill like 5 stragglers. Okay, dwarves are officially gone. Rest in peace. They are out of the match. And honestly, it looks more like elves are going to take this upper area than the humans. They're kind of cutting them off right here. This is good, but it's going to get cut off from the rest of the human kingdom. Probably get wiped out as soon as they declare war on each other. Alright, down to 3. I should turn on important events. Sorry, I meant to do that earlier. It looks like the elves and the humans are at war. That will be very interesting. Okay, they've taken this full region here. They own the middle of the tundra. It looks like they're definitely at war. We got 1,400, 1,100, and then 400. So elves are definitely in the lead, although they're getting hit somewhere. Oh, whoa. Humans are kind of cutting them off over here. Interesting. That's a really smart tactical move. If they can get them out of this upper region, or at least cut them off. All right, let's go, boys. I don't know who I'm rooting for at this point. I feel like I'm rooting for whoever has the smartest plays. And that was a pretty smart play for the humans, so I respect that. I wouldn't mind a win for the humans. I think we've had the elves and orcs win the most. I think the orcs have won the most for sure, and but we've also had the elves win at least once or twice. I don't recall if we've ever had the humans win, so maybe I'm rooting for the humans. They're not in first place right now, but they've actually had a couple pretty good moves. Oh no. This is not how this is supposed to go. The elves are counterattacking. Oh no. Guys, you gotta take this out. Dang, they have this region in their kingdom, but it's empty. They don't really have this region. Dang, elves up to 1,800. Humans still in the 1300s. The elves are pulling away. Elves a little attack in the middle of the human village. It was never going to work, but it was worth a try. We're at year 280 right now. We might actually not have to go thousands of years this time, because this is moving fairly fast. This is a slightly smaller map than we usually do. It's still really big. I think it's a gigantic size. Whoa, look at this. Some of the maps we've done before, they are just too big, so that no one ever really attacks each other. Yo, the elves are being vicious, man. So they're not even like attacking the stray villages. They're going for like the heart of it. They're like trying to break it into 2 kingdoms, separating them from themselves. which I guess they successfully did. That's the middle of it right there. Impressive move. I gotta give it to them. That was pretty smart. The orcs are still hanging in there. The elves keep kind of attacking them along the edge, but no one's really put an actual assault into their land. So who knows? Maybe they'll win it. Maybe these two kingdoms will just fight until they're both so worn out, and then the orcs will just push in and wipe them out. Who knows? Let's go ahead and go Sonic Speed for a moment, just because I think we're at a stale point. I'll keep an eye on this mid region to see if they do any more big attacks, and I'll slow it down. Oh, hold up. We got something. We got movement. I just saw this whole thing get lost here. It's the same region they've been attacking, but I guess they finally did enough damage to, like, get rid of it. This big army right here is pushing in. Look at how many just soldiers they have. They're kind of attacking really slow, like just in little groups. They're just pestering the humans. Coming in, wiping out like a few of their people, a few buildings, and they're backing off. Look at that. 2,400 against 900. The humans are getting wiped out right now. It'll be a little while till they're like actually wiped out, but I think the elves are too strong at this point. Impressive work by them for sure. Here comes the bulk of their army again. Will they actually push, or are they gonna back off again? Pretty big push. Ooh, the orcs are kind of sneaking in here, taking over the land that the elves are clearing for them. I wouldn't mind a little bit of a comeback for the orcs, because pretty soon here they're gonna pass up the humans in population. Looks like the elves have taken over this whole region officially. It's not the best land, I don't know. It looks like good land. I definitely thought it would get more use, but no one's really built anything in here. At least maybe not yet. I think the dwarves did, but no one since then. Here we go. Elves kind of pestering them up north now. Doing some big damage. We're down into the 700 population, looks like. Look at that. They're about to drop below the orcs population. Any minute now. Dang, the whole upper region is officially gone. It is not looking good, because elves can take this region really easily now, because they're on both sides of it. The orcs, though, this is hilarious. They're like, slowly like, oh, look at all this empty land. Where did this come from? Don't mind if I do, but I don't think the elves are going to let them have it. Gosh darn, I don't think the elves are going to be cool with that. It would be beneficial for them to, like, well, if the elves would agree to it, but if the orcs could ally with the elves just for a little while and kind of like scoop up some more land in here, it might be too late for them to have a chance, but it would be something. Everyone's at war with everyone right now, so ain't nobody scooping up any extra land without fighting for their lives. New village was founded. Here we go. Right in the middle of the empty territory. That's going to be big. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed, because remember, the best two territories were where we put the dwarves and where we put the humans. The worst was probably the orcs, like I said earlier, but the elf starting spot was not good. Look at this whole region. Let me just turn this off for a second. Look at this terrain they had to deal with. It's just patches of mountains and hills with patches of water and weird rivers, and I don't know. They were definitely not in an amazing starting spot, but they made the most of it. So the orcs, I don't know. Their starting spot wasn't very good either, but they don't really have an excuse, because if the elves can do it, so can they. But it's funny that the best two starting areas, up here and down here, are the first ones to go, it looks like. Humans are still here. Don't count them out yet. But the best corner was the first to go. But maybe that's why. Maybe it's because it was such good land, it's why the elves wanted it so much. Perhaps. That's right. Set up a new village. Maybe they'll let you live this time. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, there we go. They've officially dropped below the orcs in population. The orcs are still kind of moving out into the empty space. I mean, this place is very densely populated. This is where they started out. It's jam-packed full of houses. 400. Oh, they're holding on. Holding on for dear life. Oh, orcs just took out that little village. Rest in peace. If the orcs act fast enough, they could just take this region real quick, although there's so much elf foot traffic through here, so I don't know if that's going to be possible. Worth a try, maybe. Yeah, maybe not worth a try, actually. They're not. They're trying. They're definitely trying. They took over the whole upper region here, looks like. They're going to hit 3,000 population pretty soon here. It's only a matter of time now, boys. Got a big elf army coming in. Oh, man, look at them go. This could be it. This is a big enough army to wipe them out if they just keep pushing. The humans don't really have much of an army now. These are mostly just villagers trying to defend their lands. Yeah, I think most all of their army got wiped out earlier. Okay, down to 250. Looks like they pulled that army back. But something tells me that they will be back. Something tells me. Oh, this is it. 160, 140, 110. Oh man, the humans. They held on as best they could for as long as they could. But alas, no one can survive against the steamroller that is the elves. Oh, what? We got a few more. There we go. It's gone. Humans are gone. I'm actually surprised because at the beginning of the game, the orcs were doing the worst for the whole time, actually, not just the beginning. The whole game they've been in last place, but they're second place. They survived until almost the end. Maybe their land was just inconvenient enough for anyone to want to attack them or something, but they are hanging in there. 600 population against 3,600. Can they do it? Elves have 6 times the amount of population that they do, but you never know. Maybe they'll win on the power of friendship alone. Since the elves have really not attacked them this whole time, I think it'll be a little while until we see them do a big attack, but this could be it right here, actually. They gotta cross this teeny little river crossing right here. Oh my gosh, what is that, like 300 people? Are they out for blood, or are they just here to scout it out? Yeah, see, they always do that. They always start backing off. The orcs are trying to sneak some land around here, right under the elves' noses. Is it gonna pay off, or is it gonna just make them mad? I think it just made them mad. Okay, let's go super speed for a little while because I know how this is gonna go. Go ahead and give them some time. Did the orcs just take this over? They just crossed over to blow up a few houses, and then we're like, haha, look, we can do it too. Uh-oh, you just made them mad. I don't know why it still considers this orc territory. There's not a single orc structure out here. This is the closest one right here. It's an illusion thinking that they have all this land, but they still are only in this corner. Oh, there we go. Let's slow it down. This might be it. Elves are here, man. And they are not messing around this time. Nope, they were just messing around this time. They have backed off. The orcs are just tough enough to be kind of difficult to take over without a large-scale assault. Like, if you send in like 20 guys at a time, the orcs are pretty tough. You know, they're pretty tough. They'll beat you up. And so they keep kind of fending off these little attacks by the elves. The elves obviously could, if they really wanted to, send their armies in. Like, this army could wipe them out, you know? This is like 100 guys right here, if not more. That could wipe them out. Plus, orcs all get regeneration, so whenever they get attacked, if any of them survive, if any of the orcs survive, they just heal up for the next attack. So, look at that machine gun fire of arrows. Holy smokes. Alright, come on, let's see it. I want to see some movement here. I'm not like rooting for the elves or anything. We already know that they won, so I want to see them actually follow through. But it's just awkward land, and they're just not really making very good time on it. Oh, whoa, whoa. Come on, boys, make it happen. The people want result. Look at that, they're almost back to 500 again. Here we go. This is a big move here. Yep, that's a big move. Oh, the boat just dropped off a bunch more people. These are just workers, though. Looks like that's kind of random. Okay, or they're just maybe unarmed people. I don't know. This guy's 110. What are you doing here? Oh, this lady is 110. Why did they drop her off on the front lines of the war? Okay, 250. I think they're going for it. They're going for the kill move right here. This is it. Maybe. They don't really... These guys got to get in there. This is not enough right here. Yep. A little orc force out front, holding the line here. But will it be enough against the 5,000 population of the elves? Oh, man. 140, 130. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Say goodbye to Og, everyone. They have like 2 tents left. There we go. They're gone. The orcs have been eliminated. Elves own the entire map. Bless them. They got the win. Impressive work, considering they had such a bad starting area, and humans and dwarves had such great starting areas. They were definitely very aggressive. They moved really quickly, took over regions all over the place, and yeah, they just really didn't give anyone a break. GG to the elves. Rest in peace to everyone else. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.